Hello everyone and welcome back to the Somnium Files Explained. We've had quite a few cliffhangers that we've been left on for quite a few different places, and this video is going to be cleaning up as much as we can. Last time we believed Iris and assisted in her becoming her bodyguard to protect her against the occult secret society Knights of Lots. It didn't end great.
No, Iris. You can't die. Please, Iris. Iris. Iris!
But this time we're going to be heading back to her first Somnium so we can ignore the version of Iris who is paranoid about Knights of Lots. The general gist of our playthrough this time is to not believe her about the existence of Knights. We instead follow the surface personality of Iris, who is planning our adventure as if it were a game of Shovelforge. Shattering her illusions reveals a memory at the core of her delusion. The group then returns to Matsushita Diner, where Date speaks with Iris and Ota. Date very carefully explains to Iris that he thinks her imagination is getting the better of her, a fact she doesn't take well. Date says if he's to believe such a ridiculous concept, then he'd need proof, and this as much as causes a rift between the two of them, and Iris leaves. Date is left to speak with Ota, and Date says that Iris' kidnapping might have to do with Renju, and we don't know who's still behind the danger that she's in. He asks Ota to hide Iris while he goes to talk with Hitomi. Upon reaching Hitomi, Date asks her if she has any idea about Iris' belief in Knights of Lots. Hitomi explains that Iris' delusions are caused by a malignant brain tumor. In January, Iris collapsed at school. When she was taken to the hospital, the doctors discovered the tumor. It was terminal, and she was estimated to live one more year, so she only has a few months remaining. Now, a quick diversion, as we've actually had a bit of foreshadowing here I wanted to bring up.
You crazy? Punko, I know you're just saying this awful stuff for attention. It's okay, I love you, and Tessa loves you too. No matter how many times I listen to it, it's still the same mediocre song. Did she write the lyrics too? She has no talent, I'm sorry. She wrote those lyrics for a child suffering from a brain tumor. Does that make you see the song in a new light? Really? I had no idea she was so nice. Well now, that's quite an interesting fact we didn't know about before. Invincible Rainbow Arrow was created for a child suffering from a brain tumor. How kind of her.
She wrote those lyrics for a child suffering from a brain tumor. How kind of her indeed. It's a song about achieving immortality. Iris has on multiple occasions brought up the idea of the fruit of immortality, so much so that it was a key factor within her Somnium, because she is fully aware of her own impending mortality. She's the girl she wrote Invincible Rainbow Arrow for. It's a desperate plea for more time on this earth. It's her cry to the world. And it's certainly gotten an answer, just not the one she's expected. Hitomi also says that Iris contacted her earlier to tell her where she was. Date asks if there was a way to save Iris. Hitomi says that there is, but before she could elaborate, Mizuki calls. She tells Date that Iris had gone missing. Ota sends a picture of the note that Iris leaves behind, in which she said that she went with the person she trusted the most. Date explained what happened, and Hitomi asks who the note might be referring to. She didn't know, though. He promised to find her and sets off. In the car, Date and Aiba discuss who Iris' most trusted person could be. Date suggests it could be Uncle, but Aiba thought it was highly unlikely that she had just found him after searching for him for so long. He told me it was another possibility, but Aiba dismissed that as well, as they were just with her. They then agreed that the most likely candidate was Renju, and thought of places he might be. Oda's already searched Sunfish Pocket, and Mizuki checked Lemnis Gate. Renju's house was occupied by officers, so he couldn't have gone to the Saga residence, given the timing. Date suggested the cold storage warehouse. Date heads inside, where he sees...
There is no one here.
Damn! He's not here? Let's go, Aiba.
Wait.
What's wrong? Is there someone here?
No living organisms detected.
Then...
No living organisms detected.
You mean...
Let's search the area. We might be able to find something. Date, the forklift. Doesn't it seem off somehow? It hasn't been in use for some time, but something is peculiar about it.
No. This can't be. Iris.
Date awakens after the police come on the scene, and Aiba and him discuss the details as he'd seen it, where they come up with a few interesting facts. The cold storage warehouse has its AC constantly running, and that, with Iris's weight, it would have taken 18 hours for her body to freeze the way it was. And that just wasn't possible given the time frame. Date then comes to the realization that the corpse isn't Iris, and he goes to investigate once more. Date uses Aiba's X-ray vision to investigate the body. Her stomach was slightly swollen, indicating she was pregnant before her death. Aiba explains that no fetus was present, meaning she was killed after giving birth. Aiba identified the murder weapon as a kitchen knife, but cannot determine the time of death, since the body had been frozen for at least 10 years. Aiba names So Sejima as a likely suspect for the murder, because of his presence at the warehouse back when we entered his Somnium earlier in this route. Heading to the Sejima residence brings us the knowledge that So does in fact know more than he's letting on about the body, as even though he denies it, Date is able to pick up on the fact that his body temperature rose in response to the question. He's unable to press any further though, as So's bodyguards ask Date to leave, and without anything more concrete, he has no choice but to obey. Aiba discusses leads with Date, and suggests calling the dead woman All Ice, or Alice, since her body was frozen solid. This itself is a pretty cute reference to Zero Escape, both 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and Virtue's Last Reward, as in the first game, the story of an Egyptian priestess who was transported aboard the Titanic is given the name All Ice, for reasons that are a little too involved to get into here, but this comes through in Virtue's Last Reward as, well, the character Alice. Aiba points out that Date had now seen Alice's body a total of 3 times. The first was in Mizuki's Somnium, way at the beginning of this route. Contrary to Date's initial belief, Mizuki's dream was not a prophecy, or him seeing the future, but rather a memory of Mizuki seeing Alice herself. Aiba traced Mizuki's location to the Ikume Shrine, and Date sets off to talk to her. Upon reaching Mizuki, Date confirms his suspicions that the person Iris would have most trusted is Renju.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you. You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89, and that might lead me to Iris.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice. It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscape. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift, and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris. What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah. The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't, so I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination. I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think, but I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Ogiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse, and he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company, and the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Alice is... Monica. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now, but even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Iba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Quick note about this flashback scene here. The memory Date has of Hitomi opening up about Monica here is actually from another timeline branch entirely. This appears on Monday, before the split of the red and yellow roots. There is something more I have to explain on this, but we need to go quite a bit further. Date confronts Hitomi about Monica Iwai. He explains that she knew the body from the warehouse was not Iris's, but rather her friend whose death she already knew about. Date proved that Renju had been aware of her death as well, and was deliberately hiding it in the cold storage warehouse. Hitomi refuses to speak, so Boss suggests syncing with her. There is an interesting note here that comes up with the topic of the 6-minute timeline that Peter has drilled into our heads repeatedly.
The time limit within Somnium is 6 minutes. You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes.
You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes.
You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
No.
I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine. I'll just say it.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Well...
Ask Pewter. He knows more about it than I do.
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit. It could be 7, or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed, but there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory limit. One brain can only hold one consciousness, and it can only contain one person's memories.
Now you know everything. Talk to the boss.
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any sinkers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security. Even sinkers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The sync machine isn't just for entering a person's somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands. That's why I didn't tell you. We can't let this secret get out.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
So, this is a very large topic we've just been introduced to, and I understand it has some very large ramifications if we think about it more, so we're gonna wait until we have some breathing room to talk about it. Launching up the sync machine, Date heads up to Hitomi's Somnium. It is a land of pure darkness to begin with, and following a trail of light, we can uncover the truth of the environment, being that of the Okutama Mountains. These are the mountains where the victims of the original Cyclops serial killings were said to have been deposited after their deaths. This is also the only location within any Somnia that Date and Aiba have not physically been to themselves. Here, we can also find Renju, which is definitely suspicious considering the context of us being in the Somnium. Going deeper, we can find a totally inconspicuous hole with a nearby shovel, and by jumping inside, we can hear Hitomi calling out for Monica. Using a bracelet Aiba found within a nearby tree, she shows it to Hitomi, who promptly skedaddles. We can also deduce the flowers here are Lycoris plants, which have pretty substantial legends in Japan. They're also sometimes called red spider lilies, and have associations with death, both literally and of figurative means. It is said in some legends that they bloom in front of those who are destined to never see each other again. It's very significant that it's showing up here for Hitomi on this mountain trail. Also, it's typically used to Japanese funerals, so yay! Date explains that he discovered that Hitomi, Renju, and Monica were all close friends 18 years ago, and after Monica's murder, Hitomi and Renju found her body and took it back to the cold storage warehouse. Date guessed that So Tsushima was Monica's killer, based on what he found in the Somnium. Hitomi, realizing she has nothing left to hide, agrees to explain everything.
Wait, you're going to see So?
Yes. I want to talk to him in person.
No, you can't.
Why not? Are you worried about my body? You don't have to worry about that. I'm totally fine.
But your stomach is still...
Oh, my doctor told me that's normal. Your stomach doesn't go down right away after giving birth.
I'm not worried about your body. I don't know how to explain it. So doesn't care about you, and especially not your child.
I haven't told him about giving birth. He contacted me for the first time in a while.
So that's why.
He wants to know about the baby.
He must be panicking. If anyone ever finds out his mistress had his baby, his political career would be over.
It's not like it was an affair.
His wife passed away after giving birth to his son, right?
It would still be a big scandal. He impregnated a girl who just graduated high school. Don't you see how that looks? He knew how the public would take it. That's why he gave you the money to deal with it. There's no way he'll accept that child.
It's okay. I told him that I won't cause any trouble. But could you take care of the baby? Just for a little bit? I'll be right back.
Fine. But take this with you, just in case. It's a GPS transmitter, just to be extra safe.
I really don't think I'll need it. But okay, if it'll make you feel better.
I don't know what Monica saw in So. She said he was kind and loyal, that he wanted to change Japan, but I didn't understand any of it. We tried to convince her to break up with him so many times. She never listened, and it ended in tragedy. What happened next, you already know. Neither Renju or I saw it happen, so I don't know how much of this is accurate, but we could guess what happened. Renju told me.
But you said he wasn't there.
He heard some of this from the Kumakuras. Renju had connections with them.
How did the Kumakuras know?
So told them. He told her to move overseas. He said he'd pay for everything. So contacted his friend, the chairman of the Kumakuras. He asked him to dispose of the body and left the scene with the culprit.
The incident was 18 years ago. That means the chairman was Rohan, not Moma.
Rohan went to the scene of the crime?
Yes, with some of his men. Date, you said that Monica was killed by So, right? But that's not true. Monica was killed by Saito Sejima, the son of So and his late wife. Saito was 12 at the time.
12?
Yes.
But why would a little boy do that?
I don't know. I can't imagine. Again, neither Renju or I saw this. We were just waiting at my house for Monica to return. But she never came back. We tried to call her cell, but it didn't connect. But then, we saw movement on the GPS.
The GPS Renju gave to Monica?
Yes. At first, we thought she was on her way home, but we saw the GPS getting further and further away from the city. Renju and I got nervous, and we decided to follow it.
What about the baby?
We couldn't take the baby with us, so Renju gave the baby to the mob doctor he trusted.
Those are Kumakura men.
We didn't dare move. We couldn't speak. We were barely breathing. We could only watch as it all unfolded. I knew what the hole was for, but I couldn't move. Couldn't do anything. I remember my heart beating so fast. Before long.
We good here?
Yeah, cover her.
Just a minute.
Beautiful.
The Kumakura people covered Monika's body, then left. Renju and I ran over and dug up the grave with a tree branch. What we saw. Monica! Monica! We need to call the police.
No, we can't. Not yet.
Why not?
You don't know who those guys are. They would do anything to keep this hidden. I've seen it happen myself. I know what they're capable of. Anyway, think about it. Why would they do this? They thought Monica and her baby were going to be trouble. Monica's stomach was still pretty big. I don't think they know that she gave birth already. What do you think they'd do if they found out? They would take her and kill her too. And then, they'd come for us. They'd make it look like we disappeared. All of us would be gone.
Renju convinced me. He knew more about the dirty underbelly of society than anyone. He knew when something couldn't be handled by the police. He said that they would do anything to kill the child. And I believed him. We had to protect Monica's baby. We had to. No matter what. Okay. I understand. I decided to trust him. We couldn't leave Monica's body in the forest. We cleaned her up and took her to the cold storage warehouse.
This warehouse is owned by Okiura Fishery. My father runs it. But it's not in use right now. They're moving operations to a better area. They're actually looking for buyers right now. But don't worry. I'll take over the warehouse.
Are you sure?
Yes. Don't worry. I'll keep everyone out. Everyone but you, of course. I'll give you a key. You can come visit any time you want to see Monica.
Monica, don't worry about the baby. I'll protect her, no matter what. And don't worry about them, either. The people who did this to you, I will never forgive them. I'm sorry, Monica. Sorry. I'm sorry. Monica. I was thinking about her name. How about Iris?
Iris?
The goddess of rainbows in Greek mythology? And the colored part of your eye.
And the flower, too.
Right.
I thought it might have something to do with your name, Hitomi.
Not only that, it's also for Monica's name. The kanji for Monica uses the character for love. And Monica reminds me of Manako, Japanese for eye.
So both names have something to do with the eye.
And I, which means love, will always be a part of Iris.
So that's how you came up with the name?
Don't you think it's nice?
Iris. Iris. Yeah, I really like it. The mob doctor took care of everything. I have the birth certificate, and I even picked up a mother and baby book. It wasn't cheap, but you don't have to worry about it. Just submit the birth certificate and everything will be taken care of. You look worried.
I feel like I'm somehow betraying Monica. She was the one who gave birth.
Soon, you won't even be able to think about that. Because a war is about to begin.
A war?
Between you and the baby. You won't get a good night's sleep for a long time. You might even start to resent Monica for all this.
Really?
Anyway, as soon as you submit the certificate, you will officially be her mother. Be sure to raise her responsibly. I'll help. Occasionally.
Occasionally, huh?
I don't really want to discuss this, but there's something you need to know. After talking to the Kumakura gang, I found out who killed Monica. So's son, Saito Sejima.
How? Saito was only
12 years old.
Why? Why would a little boy do that?
I don't know the motive, but I know it's true. So used his connections with the Kumakuras to cover up for his son. And all of the evidence of this scandal, of course.
I'll never forgive them. So, his son, or the Kumakuras.
I feel the same way. But you can't think about revenge now. You and the baby can't lead a life like that. Just bear with it for now. The opportunity will come. So wait until the right moment. Okay?
And so my life with Iris began. Raising a child was much harder than I expected. Waking up in the middle of the night to change diapers or feed her. Iris wasn't a good sleeper. I had to sing her lullabies to put her to sleep. And I always needed to put her to bed so carefully. It would only take 10 seconds before she'd start crying again. So I had to pick her up, sing her another lullaby, then put her back to bed. After doing this over and over, before I knew it, the morning sun would creep in through the windows. But even with all that, I cherished every single day. My hatred for those responsible never went away. But my hands were full, raising Iris. I devoted myself to her. I never thought about anything else. Eventually, my desire for revenge just faded away.
Mama, woof, woof. Mama, omelet, sweepy, up. Mommy, I won race today. Is Mommy proud of me? Mommy, I want to see Milky Moon again. Mommy, you are so good at dancing. Mommy, pancakes are done. Sorry, I burned it a little. Mommy, why can't I dance at the stores? I can't help it. My body dances on its own. Mommy, don't more people come to barbecues? How come it's always you and me? Hey, Mommy. How long will it take my bone to get better? I want to dance again with everybody. Hey, Mommy! Do you like my shirt? Look, we're matching! Mommy, thank you for everything! I love you more than anything in the whole wide world! Mommy, look! I drew it!
The Okonomiyaki War, huh?
That was so fun! We should do it again!
The food or the food fight?
Both!
I'm gonna have to say no to the latter, sweetie. It took forever to clean.
But Uncle said he wants to do it again, too. Hey, Mommy.
Yes?
Are you gonna marry him?
What are you talking about?
As long as it's Uncle, I'm all for it! I say go for it!
I would always question myself. Could I keep living a lie? I had promised Monica that I would avenge her. But I couldn't work up the courage. And maybe Renju was exaggerating, but there's no statute of limitations for murder in Japan. If we showed Monica's body to the police, So would be punished by the law, and the Tsujima's and Kumakura's crimes would be uncovered. But that would mean Iris's secret would be uncovered as well. That's what I was really worried about. I didn't want Iris to know that So was her father. And even more than that, I didn't want her to know that I'm not her real mother. That's the real reason I've been silent for 18 years. I didn't want to lose Iris, but fate can be cruel. God used other means to take Iris from me. In January, Iris suddenly collapsed. It was caused by a malignant tumor in her brain. There's nothing we can do. She only has a year to live at most. That's what the doctor said. If you remember me telling you. But what I didn't tell you is that there was an experimental new treatment. It was
some of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside your body and cure illnesses. They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said.
nanomachines. Nanomachines could remove the tumor, but the procedure would be so expensive. With my salary, it wasn't something I could afford. I thought hard about it, about how I could get my hands on that kind of money, but I couldn't think of a solution. Time passed. Before I knew it, it was November. Iris's symptoms worsened. Her time was running out. I was starting to panic. I couldn't sit here and waste time while Iris... In any case, I had to get the money before it was too late. So I thought of a plan. A plan to blackmail So Tsujima. Two days ago, on Saturday night, I called So and invited him to come to the warehouse. He agreed to come. After I hinted at what happened 18 years ago, I had prepared everything, hiding behind the forklift until So came. When he finally arrived, He walked over to the workbench, where I had laid Monica's body. He lifted the cloth and looked down. He whimpered and stumbled back. Even he was fazed, seeing a body he thought he got rid of 18 years ago. Not to mention it was the body of a woman he was in a relationship with. A woman his own son killed. He reacted exactly as I expected he would. I had prepared a recording and sent it to his phone.
I know what happened 18 years ago. Everything. I know who did it, and I know she had a baby inside her. You can probably guess what I'm going to say next. Be prepared to pay for my silence. I will tell you the exact amount later. And don't tell anyone about this. Not Saito, not the Kumakuras. If you do anything even remotely suspect, I will go to the press with the truth. Understand?
I told him to keep quiet and cut ties with the Kumakuras. Even if he found out who I was, without the Kumakura gang, he had no power over me. And there's no way he'd risk his political career, not to go after me. I saw So put his phone back into his pocket and run out of the warehouse. I came out of my hiding place to put Monica's body back, but then something unexpected happened. I saw you, Date. I hid behind the forklift before you saw me, and when you were done looking around,
It can't be. Iris.
So, I hinted at it before, but this is one of the final mysteries that lay at the feet of the Lemniscate ARG. Iris's graduation video had her learning a deep, dark secret about the truth of Iris Sagan, and we were given a single prompt, hidden in the code. Who is my dad? Now we know, and continuing forward, Hitomi doesn't know why Rohan took Monika's eye, and explained that she never told Renju about her blackmail plan. She also confirmed that after Date left the warehouse, she put Monika's body back in the forklift and left. Date turned to leave to look for Iris, but Hitomi stops him. She explains that she got a phone call around 4 p.m. earlier that day, telling her that they had Iris, and would kill her if they went to the police. The caller asked her to take Date to a specified location. Before Date could ask about the location, however, Pewter and Boss enter the room. Boss collapses from a sedative Pewter had injected her with, and Pewter orders Date to halt his investigation into Monika's murder. Date is to be placed under house arrest, but he asks Aiba to shut off the power, allowing him to escape with Hitomi. Before leaving, Hitomi tells him of the location, the abandoned chemical plant in the Kamasaki district.
I'll go in first. You wait here.
okay.
Is that... Renju?
And this is where we're going to end things here today. We cannot move any further in the purple route, and I do want to keep these videos organized. What's that? Interesting. Let's do it then. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Somnium Files Explained. Previously, well, that happened. Now, forgot about that cliffhanger now, didn't we? Well, we're finally going to be able to investigate further into this plot thread. Also, a quick reminder, in this timeline, Renju is not on the loose as we previously found him, hanging out at Sunfish Pocket. Oh, too soon? Anyway, after watching this footage, Date and Aiba discussed the possibility of Boss being the new Cyclops killer. They determined that she had no known alibi for the previous murders, making it a very strong possibility. Shortly after, Aiba traces the location of Boss's phone to the Saga residence, and Date hurries after her. Boss accuses Date of being the new Cyclops killer, despite his protests. With no other way out, Date decides to fight. With Aiba's assistance, he tosses a bag of flour into the air and shoots a firebomb bullet through it, causing an explosion. It knocks Boss and the rest of the police force unconscious. Boss's right shoulder and left leg were injured during the explosion, but she's otherwise unharmed. So, Date takes her back to Abyss to sync with her. Peter agrees to help the sync after learning about So's murder, and tells Date that number 89 was back in prison. Quick note, since Renju is dead early in this timeline, Peter isn't the conniving, scheming, otherwise criminal man that we have taken him for, as we have previously learned that he was doing all of this for Renju. Now, Date begins to sync with Boss. And welcome to my least favorite Somnium in the game, at least gameplay-wise. I love the theme and the atmosphere and the music of this area, but this one's definitely very difficult. Let's get through it. Interesting note is the rusted metal door here has an action that takes 999 seconds to open up, which is, cute reference to 999, as is the environment itself. And opening the opposing metal door, we can find the figure in blue stabbing Shoko to death. We now travel through a sequence of lettered and numbered doors, again, another Zero Escape reference. It's a bit of a maze here that you have to practice a bit with trial and error, but making it through, you can see the same blue figure strangling Renju. Then, finally opening the next door, we see a familiar scene. The murder from the ARG, with Iris' eye removed, and the saw machine from the cold storage warehouse. This means Boss was responsible for each of these murders. But this doesn't fully make sense. So Sejima was in the polar bear outfit, if you remember that from the previous timeline. Moving forward, we open the final door where we can see the scene that was recorded on the video. The person in blue firing the gun and killing So Sejima.
Aiba, return to the control room on the 3rd floor.
At once!
What the hell is going on?
Date, what are you doing? 6 minutes are up!
Wait! Hitomi is...
Date, you can't go any longer! Force shutdown!
No!
And now, the truth of the complicated nature of this mystery reveals itself further. We have no contradictions, but instead, more questions than ever. Renju killed Shoko. Iris killed Renju. So killed Iris, and Boss killed So. And now...
In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people. There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit. One person. And that person is... Yes, you. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
Can you at least try to make sense?
Alright, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there. You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain. Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris. After that, into So. Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse. Now, you're in Boss's body, inside her head.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes, I am the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings. I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer. Saito Sajima. Congressman Sajima's son.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet. He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any photographs.
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine? And not only that, you also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of. Why is that?
That's...
Regaining your memories, are you? Human memory is fractal. If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain, gradually, slowly, taking its time. I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
Parallel worlds exist.
That was me.
You imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too, you almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was... perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism. The one transferring is the parasite. The one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories. I'm telling you, it was me. Why are you making me repeat myself?
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
That's right. It was me.
What's going on here?
To harass you. I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park. That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they? I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date. The prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body, and a stimulant to the host after a sync. That kept them docile. You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you? That should explain it. Of course, I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them. All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sync. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
That's obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway. Shoko's is in Renju. Renju's is in Iris. Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss. Their stomachs, I mean.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them. Immediately after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you, it's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets. Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me, but don't ask. It's embarrassing. This series of murders was like a journey for me. You know, traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. We always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is? Your home. A trip is only complete once you return home. The same goes for me. When I return home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oh, that's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date? That's what I've been telling you!
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
That is because I regularly supplement it. They must have increased your dosage too much.
No, but the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
That is what I believed as well, but we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned, only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
That must be it. Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain. Pewter must have known that.
No way.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point. Whose brain was he in before Boss?
So Sejima.
And before So?
Iris. And before that, Renju. And before that, Shoko.
And before Shoko?
I was a parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year. I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man. They housed me in a special hospital. But I still had those fragments of my mind left. Just as I explained earlier. From a single piece, you can recreate the whole. I took my time, slowly regaining my memories. 1 year ago, I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, and she was in Rohan's. When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind. She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body. I spied on you all this time. That's why I know everything about you. In that body you are operating right now, in that skull, my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct. It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body. In other words...
That's... my real?
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Huh?
Date, look! This is streaming live!
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location. Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Iva, where's the source?
It is being routed through numerous IPs. I cannot identify the source.
Pewter, contact headquarters, now!
Got it!
Now, what will you do? Will you agree to my request?
So, this is the truth of the murders, and why everything was so close, but not able to fully add up. And now we understand the source of why people were acting off. The killer is Saito Sejima, the boy who killed Monika Iwai. Now, before we continue, I want to bring up the ARG once more, as we can finally answer some questions that surrounded some of the more mysterious events. Do you all remember when we were shown this footage during GDC, and A set was replaced with the imposter, B set, before being returned to A set later on? B set here was Saito, inside Iris. When we saw a sample of her Somnium in the ARG, this wasn't Iris' Somnium, as hers is the Shovel Forge world we saw in the other timeline. This is the mind of the killer. This is Saito. What's even more is the final question left by Iris in the graduation video doubles as a question for Saito, since he's Iris' half-brother, both originating from So Sejima.
Date!
See? I knew you wouldn't refuse. I know you well, don't I, Date?
I did it. I did it. I'm back. I got it all back!
Hey, where's Hitomi?
All right, I'll tell you as promised. Boss's house. However, it might be too late by now.
What? Why?
Return my body and I'll tell you the location. That's what I said. I didn't lie. I kept my promise.
You bastard!
You're the one who injured that body. It's your own fault, really.
Damn it!
Be seeing you.
Date! Are you alright?
Everyone's dead. do anything. Saito had me right where he wanted me. Nothing. Nothing.
Parallel worlds exist.
Could I have had a better future?
We now have a central understanding of the murders of the new Cyclops serial killings and who the murderer is. But we still have some business on the other end of this timeline. Next time on the Somnium Files, we travel down the true ending. If only we existed in a future where that final video was here when we needed it the most. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Somnium Files Explained. We're still in this, and now we can finally return to the Purple Route timeline to complete what I like to call the Rainbow Route, or the Golden Route, either way. The true end as we seek the final resolution to these events. We have learned the true identity of the killer, and we're going to try to avoid the bad end we've reached previously with this information gained from another timeline. This is familiar territory for those who know. Returning back to this timeline, the last thing we remember was heading to the Kawasaki chemical plant after speaking with Itomi. Date wakes up restrained to the prototype sync machine. Aiba's motor functions have been short-circuited by the taser, so she's unable to help. Aiba's attempts to reach Abyss for support have been ignored, likely as a result of So Sajima's influence. Eventually, Saito Sajima enters the room and sits down to talk to him in this history. That is who is within Date's original body. Date figured out that Saito had been in Renju's body in this timeline until recently. Saito speculates that Date knew about the sync machine's ability to swap bodies in this timeline because he was regaining his original memories. Date also knew that his body was originally Saito's, and number 89's body was originally his. It's interesting Saito guesses at it being Date remembering it, as it is a convenient enough excuse, but if we remember, Boss explains that this function of the sync machine was on a need-to-know basis, and Date before this was not on the need-to-know. And it's equally likely that he is remembering the events that we experienced through him in the other timelines. Here, we have another quick recap session where Saito explains the logistics of his journey. Since we listened to him talk quite a bit, I'll shorten this one real quick. On Friday, Saito used Shoko's body to call Renju to the chemical plant and swap bodies. As Renju, he stabbed Shoko's body to death, then took the body to Bloom Park. As Saito explained, Date realized that he already knew, as if he'd just heard it before. Saito confirms that he's thrown Shoko's rental phone into the horse himself. The phone fell out of her clothes while he tied her to the horse, so he put it in the horse to dispose of it. On Saturday, as Renju, Saito targets Iris. He called her to Sunfish Pocket around 5 p.m., but she refused to come. Aiba realizes it was because Date had seen Monika's body in Mizuki's Somnium. mistaking her for Iris, and called her to tell her not to go anywhere. At 4:52 p.m., Saito thought Iris might trust him if he arrived in person. So he drove Renchu's car to pick her up. However, at 6:10 p.m., he got in a car accident on the highway and lost consciousness. On Sunday, Saito woke up in the hospital after his surgery. It was successful, but Renchu's organs had not completely healed. Still determined to carry out his plan, Saito escaped the hospital, rented a car, and headed for the Saga residence. He arrived at 2 a.m. and asked Iris to help him to the chemical plant. She agreed, but Saito's sleeping pills had been left behind in Renchu's car, so he had to hope she would try not to run. When he tried to take her inside, Iris got scared and ran away, unable to chase her because of Renchu's injuries. Saito collapses. On Monday, Saito woke up around noon in the chemical plant. He got a call from Pewter, who he asked to let number 89 escape police custody. Pewter agrees, and Saito arrives to pick number 89 up. He knew Iris would trust him in number 89's body, and he wanted himself and Date to get their original bodies back before he killed them both. Saito took Rohan in number 89's body to the chemical plant. Saito puts him to sleep and begins the sync. Rohan then died from Renchu's injuries. Saito also confirmed that he hired the mercenaries with Renchu's money, and left Pewter in charge of them. On Tuesday, Saito makes a video call to Iris at 1:40 a.m. He told her he wanted to see her, and Iris got excited and dropped her guard. She agrees to meet up, and Saito puts her to sleep in the car, restrains her, and calls Hitomi. Aiba realizes that Iris' most trusted person from her note was Uncle, and it was actually Date. Saito explains that 18 years ago, he heard So on the phone talking about going to see Monica. He followed him in a taxi to the Harbor Warehouse District, where he hid until Monica turned to leave, and he stabbed her. Before killing Monica, Saito explains that he would kill cats and pigeons to feel happiness. However, he eventually grew a tolerance to it, and decided to try killing a human. He saw Monica as someone who had stolen his father's affection from him, and decided he would make her his target. Saito wondered if things would be different if he never killed Monica. After explaining everything, Saito decides he's done waiting. He puts Date to sleep and takes Aiba out of his left eye socket, then ripped his own left eye out and begins the sync. Next up, we have a new Somnium, sinking in the chain. However, we're not the ones sinking here. We're inside the Somnium as Saito is sinking into us, and we're only conscious because of Date's experience and training. So, he is diving into our psyche and progressing further as we explore. The mental lock notices are reversed here to symbolize that they aren't for us, they're for Saito. Investigating reveals censored and concealed information. We're given notice that checkpoints are being reached, but as retrials are impossible for the player inside the Somnium, these checkpoints are Saito going deeper into our consciousness. Going in, we can see Rohan and Falco in the sync machine. This is when their consciousnesses were first swapped, when Date was first transferred into Rohan's body. We follow Rohan through the door, and we arrive in the chemical plant with a prototype sync machine. Next, investigating the pool of blood, we pick up an eye. Heading over to the mirror, we can investigate the wicked face of Saito. As blood fills the room, our chances for escape narrow, and our choices become more corrupted. We dive even deeper, and we sink. And we see the time Date became Kaname Date, as Rohan and Saito's minds were transferred using the prototype sync machine, and the Somnium ends, but not because Saito leaves willingly.
That was... I did it! I did it! Oh, this feeling! I'm back. I got it all back! This fake eye is awful. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. I think I'll keep it. This prototype machine has a special function. The body I am transferring my consciousness into will receive a stimulant. The other body receives a sedative. You will be feeling it soon. Oh, but don't worry. Like I told you earlier, my plan is to kill Iris and Hitomi in front of you. So I can't be killing you right away. You will watch them die, and then you will follow in their footsteps. You should be honored.
Ratty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it, poke it, fill it with fruit. Put it in the oven. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win! Yay! Now you have to take the penalty. Up, side to side, up, down, pinch.
Iris, remember when you asked me what your stage name should be? How about A-Set?
It's pretty. I love it.
You see that flower over there? It's a very special flower that blooms in the cold. A winter iris. Just like the iris from Greek mythology.
She's the messenger goddess. And the goddess of rainbows, too.
That's right. That's why the iris means good news and hope.
Good news. Hey, Uncle. You met Mommy at this shrine, right? hear good news from you two.
What?
When will Uncle be my dad?
The Okonomiyaki War.
Iris drew it. She must have really enjoyed herself. She even said that she wanted to do it again soon.
Yeah, we should. We'll do it whenever she likes. Maybe even every day.
Oh, you. Every day?
Hitomi, do you want to live together? The three of us?
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
People are going to talk.
I don't care about that one bit.
Well then, hypothetically, what if Iris and I were being hunted down by a secret organization?
Well, I'd defend you, of course.
What if they're zombies?
Zombies?
Remember when we went to that haunted house and you were clinging to my arm?
Because it was dark and it came out of nowhere. But fine. I don't care if it's zombies or aliens or whatever else. I will defend you and Iris with my life.
Thank you. Well then, my answer is yes.
So, you want to go clean? Fine. Do as you please. You've done a lot for us, but there is one last thing. One final job I want you to do for me. It's nothing major. This woman and her daughter. I need you to dispose of them. Should be simple, no?
This is...
You got it? I want you on this right away. If you could do it in 2, maybe 3 days, that would be great. Good luck.
I see. I hear some pretty crazy confessions in my line of work, but this one takes the cake. But don't worry, all right? You could have told me you were being attacked by Martians and I still would have believed you.
So, can you help me?
I do have one idea.
Huh?
Have you heard of the new investigation department, Abyss? I was put in command there. The sync machine is normally used to look inside someone's head, but it does have another function. You can technically use it to swap bodies.
Swap bodies?
Right. So if we use that...
What do you mean?
I mean, switch bodies with Rohan. The new you will be Rohan, chairman of the Kumakuras. Then you can send out an order. No one lays a finger on Hitomi and Iris.
What about Rohan? Won't he be in my body?
Just get rid of it, I guess.
Get rid of it?
You can take this opportunity to get rid of Falco once and for all. No one will know what really happened. No one will ever find out that a police officer was moonlighting as an assassin. It's 2 birds with 1 stone, right? All right. Leave everything to me, Hayato Yagyu.
Boss, how did you bring in Rohan Kumakura?
I made up some charges and had the cops take him in.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Because he's about to switch bodies.
Alright. Rohan has been put to sleep. He will not be waking up for a while.
Remember, to get your consciousness to fully transfer.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Stay in Somnium for more than 6 minutes. Right.
We're counting on you.
Let us begin. 3, 2, 1.
Stop! Please! Please! Help me! Help me!
You're...
It's... me?
Rohan?
Did you forget your own idea?
Does that mean...
I'm Hayato Yagyu. The switch worked. And there's been a breakthrough in the case.
I know. You don't have to say it.
Regarding the Cyclops serial killings, right?
How did you know?
We can monitor what happens in the Somnium from this room.
We should ask him about it.
Good idea. When Rohan wakes up, we'll interrogate him. Huh? What? Pewter, where is he?
How would I know?
This is bad.
Hey, which way did Rohan go?
Huh? Rohan's standing right there.
No, this isn't Rohan!
Yagyu! Where is Yagyu? Where did he go?
Oh, him. He just left.
What?
Why didn't you stop him?
What do you mean? He's a detective. He said he wanted to leave, so I opened the door. Did I do something wrong?
No, don't tell me!
Oh, hello. What are you doing here at this hour?
Such beautiful eyes.
Oh, stop. You're always flattering me. Anyway, come on in. I'll make us some tea.
You bastard! No.
Stop right there!
Everyone, listen up. Hitomi Sagan and her daughter Iris are untouchable from this day forward. If any of you lay a single finger on them, you don't want to know what'll happen to you. Are we clear? Yes, sir!
Meet with Saito. Figure out the truth behind the Cyclops murders. As long as you're like that, I think he'll be more open with you.
What is it you want to talk about? Do you have someone in mind?
Let me think. What'll it be? The fifth murder? The fifth Cyclops killer victim?
Hold on. Could you not refer to us like that?
Why not?
I told you, it's very old-fashioned.
But that's our name.
A name you decided. You even sent that letter without my permission. You said it would throw off their investigation. I don't know how effective it was.
So there's no relation to Greek mythology?
What? Don't ask me. You're the one who came up with it.
How long has it been since we last met?
That's an odd question.
Humor me.
The first time we met was when I killed Monica. And my father asked you to deal with the body. But we didn't so much as see each other for 12 years after that. Why are you asking me this?
What was the next time we met?
About half a year ago.
And what did I tell you then?
You don't remember?
Remind me.
I remember you showed up rather suddenly. You really want to kill people? I'll find you targets. Just let me keep the eyes. Then we both get what we want. We'll make good partners. That was your idea. I don't understand why you're asking me.
My idea, was it?
Yes. You told me that you suffer from hemispatial neglect. That you can't recognize the right half of your vision. You always eat the left half of your meals and all that. The same is true of the faces of those you've killed. You can't recognize faces out of your right eye, which means you can only see the right half of their faces. And that's why you pull their right eye. That's what you told me anyway.
Hey Saito, could you come with me for a bit?
Where are we going?
There's a place I want to take you.
Really? Is it perhaps the police station?
What are you doing?
You aren't the real Rohan Kumakura. I could tell as soon as you opened your mouth. Let's get a change of scenery. Fortunately for you, I am interested in hearing you talk. Mr. Kumakura showed me this place, so it's fitting that this is where you die. What a wonderful feeling. The truth serum is working beautifully. Wow. I see. I see. You got into that body with the sync machine. Fascinating. I'm intrigued. I want to see it for myself. The prototype sync machine. Where is it? Chiba, you there. Why don't you go and fetch it for me? Don't worry. I'll pay whatever it costs. Well, it looks like preparations are complete. Let's say you and I get started. All right, let's go.
What are you doing? Follow him!
From this point, Falco escapes into the Golden Yokosho with nothing more than his consciousness inside Saito's body. When he came to, he was wandering the streets where Boss finds him. She is able to tell immediately he wasn't Saito Sejima, and took him back to Abyss, telling him that she was his boss. Sometime later, Boss registers Falco under a new name, Kaname Date, and he'd work under her at Abyss. Date was of course concerned after passing the exams, but Boss assures him that he'd already passed them before he lost his memory. 1 year later, Peter calls Date into the sync room, and he shows her Aiba. He explains that she was an advanced artificial intelligence that would act as his personal computer and companion. Saito confirms that Rohan, after the initial body swap, had been sent to prison for Falco's murders. Date confirms that Falco's real name had been Hayato Yagyu. And Saito mentions that a police officer moonlighting as an assassin would have been a huge scandal for the police, so his superiors decided to erase every record of his existence. After Falco swapped bodies with Saito, Saito was left in Rohan's body with no memory. He was put on trial for shooting Hitomi, but because of his mental state, he was declared insane and housed in a mental hospital. After their discussion, Date tries to attack Saito, but Saito pulls out Date's revolver and asks if he would rather die before or after Iris and Hitomi.
I would of course prefer that you choose the latter. It would be quite a lonely affair with no one watching. So, what do you want to do? I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
No, wait!
Damn.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But are you really Date?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Someone called Aiba told me about it. It was weird. It was kind of like eavesdropping.
Aiba?
Where is she? I don't see her anywhere.
In Saito's left eye socket.
What's wrong? Sorry, but the bastard got me. Take this. Do it! Tessa and her mom are in danger, right? Please, save them. Iris!
Date, do you like fireworks? I love them. A brilliant, glimmering fragment of time. The flash begins as a perfectly ordered chemical reaction that melts into chaos. Human lives are the same, are they not? As is the universe itself.
Damn it! I can't get into my sights. And I can't get any help from Aiba.
Blooming. Scattering in the moment. And it's only a single moment, isn't it? A unique moment that you can never revisit. That's what makes life beautiful. Don't you think so?
Should I just risk it? But if I miss, I'll hit Iris.
But I've spoken enough. It's showtime. I will show you the most beautiful fireworks you've ever seen. The scattering of the cerebral plasma, the splattering blood. It's art. Perfect, beautiful art of a lonely moment in time. Don't blink. I want this to burn into your retinas. Well, the one you have left.
Damn it! What do I do? What do I do?
Mizuki!
You bastard! What do you think you're doing to Iris?
Tessa! I'm here to help!
Wait, Mizuki!
Upon regrouping with the others, Date learned that Aiba sent out the distress call to them as well, explaining the body swapping, and Iris reveals she also heard it from Saito, knowing Date as the uncle she'd been looking for. They then find Hitomi inside the control room several floors up. The only thing is, she isn't alone.
Damn it!
Mom! Iris!
It seems I have an even bigger audience now. That's fine. Having more spectators will be a treat for us all. You all want to see, don't you? The fireworks? Oh, am I wrong? So you don't want to see the fireworks? Fine. Let's do this then. Date, drop your weapon. I promise I'll put the fireworks on hold. I'll even release this woman.
He's lying, Date!
Don't do it!
Throw down your gun, Date. Ah, I see. You don't intend to take me up on my generous proposal?
Date!
You want to shoot me, is that it? Then do it. But you only get one shot. You have to kill me with one bullet. If you don't, the fireworks show will begin in earnest. And I will blow this woman's brains into the sky. What will it be, Date? What will you do? Well done. However, you aren't out of the woods yet. You have to throw your gun down, remember? You have 1 minute. If that weapon is still in your hands, I'll start the fireworks. And one more thing. If any of you move, I'll skip down to 0. Let's begin. Ready? 59. 58.
Date, look! It's that girl I told you about!
Aiba.
Date, I do not have much time. Listen carefully. As I mentioned previously, I cannot escape this body. The surge of electricity shorted out my circuits. I cannot administer a paralyzing electric shock either. However, there is another option.
Huh?
Self-destruct. Let us determine a code number. Command 41205. If you issue this command, I will detonate.
No, that's still too dangerous. The number will be the first lock. If I give you the second command within 1 minute of the first.
What is the second command?
How about if I tell a lie?
A lie?
Something that's not the truth. If I say something untrue, I want you to regard it as the second command.
Is your data stored in the cloud?
Unfortunately, that data has all been deleted. I'm speaking to you using only local data.
Then, if your body is destroyed...
Correct. I will be destroyed as well.
10, 9,
Say it, Date.
6, 5,
Date, command!
2, 1. You are even more of an idiot than I thought. Do I look like the kind of man who keeps his promises? Now you get to see 5 fireworks. If you didn't drop your gun, it would have only been 1. You understand? After I dispose of this woman, I will pop their heads as well. I can't believe you did that. Fortunately for you, you won't have long to regret it. Yes. Yes. The burning in your eye. I see it now. Watch. Eyes open. Watch this woman die. See her brain burn like fireworks.
Iba, can you hear me?
Yes,
We don't have a choice.
I know.
Command 41205.
Okay, Date.
I... I hate you, Iba. I hate you, and I never want to see you again.
Second command confirmed. I understand.
Be seeing you.
Has Iba always been in your left eye?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you'd be jealous.
Huh?
Thank you so much, Uncle.
No, don't thank me. Thank my partner.
Mr. Falco. It is you, Falco. Right?
You shouldn't call me that. I am Kaname Date, MPD, Special Investigation Team Abyss. Sinker.
Three months later, we resume with Date and Iris at Ikume's shrine. We learn that Date's gotten a prosthetic left eye, and Iris, to lighten the mood, plans to steal from the offering box using gum and a fishing line. Iris' surgery was a success, and her tumor was gone. Boss had arranged for the police department's higher-ups to cover Iris' treatment in exchange for the silence of everyone that knew the truth of the new Cyclops serial killings. Iris says that she felt as if she'd eaten the fruit of immortality in a dream. She also tells Date that he felt more familiar to her back in his original body, and she felt like he was being back with Uncle again. Iris reminisced about their time at the shrine in the past, and told him she never got an answer to her question about hearing good news from him and Hitomi. Eventually, they left the shrine to visit everyone Iris wanted to thank. Inside Boss's office, Iris thanks Boss for visiting her at the hospital. Date asks about Aiba. 3 months ago, when Date gave Aiba's self-destruct command, he was no longer in the body she had known as Date, but she still obeyed the command. Boss said that when she was human in many ways, and she knew his soul. Date also asked why Boss never told him about what happened 6 years ago. She explained that she thought Saito had died in Rohan's body, and Rohan was in prison in Dante's body, and she never thought the culprit was swapping bodies. Furthermore, Sync System's ability to swap bodies was a national secret. She was ordered never to tell anyone. After their conversation, Boss tells Date to close his eyes, and use his sleeping gas to knock him out, telling him he'd experienced something incredible. Date wakes up in the sync room, where Pewter and an inspector are waiting.
Yes, I was arrested. I'm eating awful meals every awful day in an equally awful detention facility.
Then how are you here?
I wonder.
Don't act dumb.
Date, it's okay! Boss brought him here.
She did? Why?
She told us not to tell you.
Huh?
Anyway, I'm sort of like his handler now. I'm supposed to be an inspector, but I was the only person qualified for this job. Kind of pathetic, isn't it? I heard. Plastic surgery, right? Must have been a really bad wound to have to remake your whole face like that. But it looks like it worked at least.
You're Kagami, right?
Yes! Yes, you remembered!
Peter explains that he had used the sync chair for something, but wouldn't elaborate further. He also explains that Iris was with Boss and was safe. Peter tells him everything Boss did, she did for Date, including hiding his past as an assassin. Peter asks who Date felt Boss was to him, and then leaves. Date met back up with Iris, and they head for their next location. At the Sejima residence, Date leaves Iris in the car and went to speak with So alone. So had not gone to prison for his crimes, thanks to a number of laws. However, So's no longer a politician, thanks to the media tearing him to pieces. He's planning to leave the country and retire somewhere. But Date wants him to know that there are people who would hold a grudge against him no matter where he goes. When Date asks why So had been in contact with Shoko, So explains that when he got a call from number 89, he told him that Shoko knew what happened 18 years ago. Date asks why So never looked for Saito 6 years ago. And So explains that Boss came to him and asked him to leave Saito to the police, and let the world believe he was out overseas. In exchange, Boss would not let the public know that Saito had been the culprit of the original Cyclops serial killings. So also explained that the explosion at the Kawasaki chemical plant had been Saito's idea. So wondered if Saito would have turned out differently if he'd never been involved with Monica. Eventually, Date leaves and meets back up with Iris. He then runs into Mizuki in the lobby at Lemniscape, who would not talk to them because of something that happened that morning. He also runs into the taxi driver and the receptionist, neither of whom recognize him. Date thanks the receptionist for giving him information about the case, but she doesn't remember him. With Iris's help, Date talks to Mizuki. When he asks why she was there, Mizuki explains that she's inherited Lemnis Gate, as it was only natural for her to be there. She also mentioned that Date had officially adopted her, and she would be graduating from elementary school soon.
Can you cut this out already? What happened?
Breakfast this morning. I made the eggs over easy.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad.
No, that's not it. I made the eggs over easy, and then Date...
How can I eat eggs like that? I want my eggs over well. Burned to the pan on the bottom and chewy on top.
Why don't you just eat an eraser?
An eraser would taste better than what you served.
You shouldn't say that about Mizuki's cooking. That's mean. You're in the wrong here, Uncle. Why don't you be honest and apologize?
Mizuki is the one who should be honest. I'm like her hero.
What?
When I was in the hospital, you were crying like a baby. Oh, I can't live without Dante. That's what you said.
No, I didn't. And you were never in the hospital.
Yes, I was. Was I not?
Anyway, why don't you just make up already?
If Date keeps his promise, I will.
Promise?
The ramen? You said you would take me.
Oh, that. Yeah, not yet. Okay, fine. Soon, okay?
You promise?
Promise.
At Sunfish Pocket, Iris and Date meet up with Ota and the mermaid Amame Doi. Amame, funnily enough, is not met by Date in this half of the timeline. She only appears in the left half of the game's branches. Amame says Ota told her about Date's supposed plastic surgery and compliments his new face. Iris talks about the friendship she had made with the other mermaids while she worked there. Ota tells Date he had started doing various part-time jobs to make money to help out his mom. When Ota asked about Date's left eye, he explained that Aiba was gone, which Ota said was a tragedy. She'd been so cute. Before leaving, Date promised to stop by Matsushita Diner, and asked Ota to make his omelet rice again. Ota agrees, and Date and Iris set off. At the diner, Mayumi tells Iris she was glad her surgery went well, and Date introduces himself as a friend of Ota's. Date talks to the nurse accompanying Mayumi, recognizing her from the central hospital. She also explains she was there to deliver Mayumi's medication. She also mentions she was part of a group of actresses, and her director had recently told her she was getting more lines. When Date asked for her name, she told him it was Hanayo Nasu, but it would soon be Hanayo Yogano when she got married next month. Mayumi told Date the diner was doing well. She also explained that Ota had brought her along to visit Iris in the hospital, and she apologizes for being harsh on her before. Date complimented Ota's bravery, much to Mayumi's delight. After their conversation, Date and Iris leave for their next destination. At Marble, Date introduces Mama to Iris properly. While they were there, Date asks Iris about her headband. She explains that originally it was meant to keep her tumor from spreading, as she wore it still out of habit. Date catches up with Mama about the incidents 3 months ago. Mama explains that as far as the public knew, Renju killed Shoko, Number 89 escaped prison and killed Renju. Number 89 then supposedly committed suicide by blowing up his own head. Mama didn't buy the story, but when Date tried to explain the truth to her, she stopped him. She does wonder why Date looks just like Number 89, since she's been told that his face was damaged in the explosion and reconstructed. One of So's former bodyguards is drinking at the bar. He tells Date that he quit working for So a long time ago after punching him in the face. And after their conversation, Date and Iris head to their next and final stop.
Iris, why did you want to come here? Haven't you seen everyone you wanted to already?
Yeah! Thank you for today. It was a lot of fun.
Is the date finally over?
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. Not just for today, but for everything. 6 years ago, You helped me and my mom, and I'm so grateful for that. Will you close your eyes for me, Uncle?
You want me to close my eyes?
Yeah, please?
Wait, you want me to close my eyes? Do you?
And just do it, quick! I'm so nervous, I'm shaking.
Oh man. Oh no. No way. It's happening. All right.
Okay, open them!
What? You can't walk around dressed like that. You'll catch a cold. It's flu season. Look at you. You look like a ghost. Your skin is already transparent.
It's been a long time, Hiname Date.
At a time like this, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. You are, that is, who are you again?
You haven't changed. You're still an idiot. To be exact, I am not here. You are seeing an augmented reality virtual projection of myself. My physical self is...
In my left eye?
Yes.
How did you get in there?
I see you have not become any more astute in my absence. Think carefully.
Everything that the boss did, she did for you.
At Abyss, when I lost consciousness.
Yes. Pewter embedded me in your eye socket.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I'm wearing an earpiece. I can hear Aiba too.
Huh?
I knew the whole time. Boss told me about the plan to restore Aiba. I wanted it to be a surprise for you, so...
Is this my thank you?
Yeah, but it's not over yet.
Huh?
You idiot, I thought you died!
I was worried about you.
Pardon, but you were the one who issued the self-destruct order.
Anyway, I want to know something. The number, 41205. There must be something to it.
It does not. It is only my favorite number.
Your favorite number? I see.
What is it?
Iris, do not tell him.
Uncle, think of the alphabet. What's the fourth letter?
A, B, C, D. It's D.
And the first?
A.
And the 20th? And the 5th?
I see.
Allow me to explain. I, or everything that constitutes my I, disappeared completely 3 months ago, including all of my backup data. However, fragments of my data were being secretly uploaded to cloud servers around the world for years. By downloading and decoding these fragments, I was able to regenerate my memories and consciousness. It was the Wadjet system that brought me back to life. That system is responsible for proliferating my data. Wadjet is like a mother to me, and she protected me as her child. And I am forever grateful to my mother. Never underestimate the power of Wadjet.
Anyway, Aiba. Welcome back.
Glad to be back. I'm home.
Well, now that Aiba has risen from the dead, I think we should celebrate with a dance number!
A what?
Hit it!
Before we hit it, I'm going to interject here for a moment, or a few moments. I want to say how special this game means to me, and how much emotion this team can bring out when they're firing on all cylinders. It's no secret that the Zero Escape trilogy is one of my favorite series ever, point blank. And experiencing this story's ups and downs, its highs and lows, fearing never getting to experience an Uchikoshi story again, or getting to see these wacky characters at all, then to see Eye of the Somnium Files just come and exude pure confidence to establish itself as its own IP, and have such high quality material, writing, voice acting, music, and plot It's just so amazing, and I'm so thankful to the whole staff for making such a memorable game come true. And it's been an honor to share this story with you, and have you here the whole way with me. There's one final topic I want to bring up, but this is going to include spoilers for the Zero Escape trilogy. This time code will allow you to skip to the section if you are wanting to not be spoiled on these games. If you've not played them, I highly recommend you skip to this time code. I will give you 5 more seconds. Okay, so Date is definitely an Esper, or on the grandest scale, a shifter, similar to Zero Escape. Espers are individuals who have supernatural sensitivities to the fields invisible to the naked eye, or abilities unknown to the common man. In this context, Kaname Date is remembering events from alternate timelines. I mentioned before how Date remembering Hitomi bringing up Monika was from an entirely different timeline. Now, Uchikoshi has mentioned that this specific example could be seen that way, but it is sort of retcon to being how Date remembers her first explaining it to him, back when he was in his original body as Falco. Which, sure, fine. Saito has more than said that his learning of the prototype sync machine and its full functionality is due to Date remembering more of his previous life, but there's one undeniable piece of evidence that I hope you took notice of. Mizuki wasn't in the hospital like this in this timeline. She didn't say these things in this timeline. This is all the way back in the Yellow Route, yet Date remembers it. This doesn't have specific bearing on the ending of this game, but it's very important to keep in mind as they can follow up on a future title. There are some other small details about Date I want to go over, because I think they're neat. Date is Uchikoshi's favorite character from this game, and I have to say I fully agree. But that's also funny because I agree with him in thinking Akane Kurashiki is a favorite from Zero Escape games. Next up is Kaname Date as a name itself. Kaname is written with the kanji for a physical key, but its reading may also come from this, which can refer to the key point of something, or like a mystery, so the key to solving a mystery. Now, I want to bring your attention to this piece of artwork as the localization coordinator over at Spike Chunsoft, Alex Flagg, says that there is a secret hidden in this art since the very beginning, and then shared this edit, as the space the characters and objects take up are a keyhole, with Date present in the center as the key to this mystery. Huh. And finally, definitely the most important information, is if Date were to go to a Taco John's restaurant, he would order the Boss Bowl. Now, let's hit it.
Teacups that are flying on maps mystifying. You'll think that I'm lying. This old tale of mine, a journey through time. A permanent fire, cold frost on the pyre. Fruit never expires. You've seen in your eyes, you've seen in your mind. While the old bow their heads, while the blind lead the blind, the marble loses shine. The eye clouds by design, but we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth, that if we believe we can make miracles. Even with the devils of time against you, never let the fire fade in you. See the golden goddess with wings of rainbows set sail through the night sky to embrace you. Resist, allow your heart to take you. Never let this merciless world erase you. Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light. A punch to the forehead might kick like a warhead. You're pinned on the floor spread. I'm queen of this brawl, and I'll show you all.
I don't wanna hide it, that's what I decided. I can't live divided, I know I was wrong. I love you long.
while they all lose their way and forget about faith.
While the rain turns to ice, their hearts lock like a vice.
But we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth, the fires of love can warm any heart.
Resist your dreams outward, defending, fight on, your will is unbending. See through the void in your eye, unblinking, the pyramid of your mind unending. Revolt even with death impending, live on, dream through space, rending, walking with the spirit of hope beside you, and our hope shall never die. The fires of love will never die.
I'm who they say is the best detective.
Although without me he's ineffective.
That's it, we're done. I'm walking out of here.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
While the old bow their heads, while the blind lead the blind, the marble loses shine, the eye clouds by design. But we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth, that if we believe we can make miracles. Even with the devils of time against you, never let the fire fade in you. See the golden goddess with wings of rainbows, set sail through the night sky to embrace you. Resist, allow your heart to take you. Never let this merciless world erase you. Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light. The invincible rainbow arrow.
By the way, everyone, the reason you can see me right now is because I'm projecting
Oh my
myself
goodness.
special
I'm all
technology.
warmed up over that. I swear to God, if you call me a fridge one more time, you will not find your body. Oh, I'm kidding, Dante, honey. I love you. This is for Mama.
Sounds fun. Hey, Set, you bet!
And we have finally completed the Somnium files. It has taken some time, much longer than I expected, but I'm excited to finally bring this tale to an end. I'm so very thankful for you guys for checking this out, and I highly recommend you check out the game for yourselves. There's a ton of flavor text and jokes I didn't highlight for pacing purposes. There's a lot to love here, and this game is frequently on sale for less than $10. If you're looking for more in this universe, thankfully there's quite more to experience as there is a sequel. The Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. But even before that, there is the ARG that ran before that game's launch, Hidden Bats. I have covered the Hidden Bats ARG in full on my channel, and you can start watching that immediately once this video is complete. With that, I bid you all adieu, and hope you all enjoy your day. Check you guys next time.
I wish I had some omelet rice.
It is almost time. Take this mission more seriously. You're not like that perverted buffoon.
Yeah. I hear ya. Partner.
Well, we can solve any case as long as you have me.
Who are you talking to?
No one.